Casting now. What does it say? Alright, hold on. Let me see. Party. Let's see. Okay. Can you look on the friends thing and see if you can join my broadcast? Cause you should be able to jump on it and see it. Wait, no, I put the quality low just to make sure the connection had nothing to do with it, because it's the first time I was trying it like this. But you can see it? Okay, because the quality was lower when I was looking at you on Call of Duty 2. Oh, it is? Okay.
I'll bring it to you.
But then also we were doing it through SharePlay, so I'd imagine it'd be crappier since I put it to standard, but yeah, it should be. Oh shit. Oh, I thought it was gonna stop. Nope. Didn't. There we go. You played Grand Theft Auto before or no? Like recently? Yep. That's why I was asking if you played it before so you can see. If you've seen it ever in the game.
Hey, LJT here.
I was wondering what happened. Yeah, it didn't really work like that. kinda does do that. Dude, does it not let me do it if I'm doing broadcast? That's weird. Hold on. I was trying to do something that makes this car go extremely fast. And I was going to show you what I was talking about. Like, it goes faster than any plane, any car in the sky. I want to see if it disabled it because of share broadcast. Whatever. Oh, okay. Oh, don't tell me they changed it. If they changed it, I'm never using this car again. Hey, hold on. I think they might have changed it. There was a way that I could make this car go much faster than it's supposed to go in the sky. Because if you didn't know, this car goes really slow in the sky. And there was a way I was able to do it, but it looks like they might have patched it with this new update. There's no knots in this thing. I'm not sure if it's because of the broadcast or because of the update. They might have patched it. I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure people were using it and broadcasting it, putting it on YouTube and stuff like that. Not broadcasting it, but just putting it on YouTube, telling people how to do it. When I just had somebody teach me to do it, they might have fixed it. Let me see. Yep, they probably patched it because it's not moving nearly as fast when it does that. Let me see. Oh, this car's like useless now. I don't even want to use this car anymore. I'm gonna see later if they did actually patch it or if it's because I'm broadcasting it. But if they did, it is okay. Oh, oops, there is that. If they patched it, on be so bad because that was my best way to be able to get to and from. I hope they did. Hope it has something to do with the fact that I'm broadcasting it. I'm going to my office. Let me see. I don't think I have any friends that are on like that. Yeah, no, I just got 3. For some reason, there's not a lot of people on. It's kind of strange though, given the fact also an update just came out. But I think they might have patched the thing I was trying to do. Basically, you kind of make this car, go like 300 miles, miles an hour in the sky when you fly it. But they might have patched it. I think they did. Which kind of sucks because that's the reason I was using this car in the first place. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it at all. But when's the last time you played GTA? Or have you played it? Any time recently? When? Oh, San Andreas. So wait, this all looks new to you? Ah, I got you.
Anything you need, boss.
For doing what? For drinking that? Because of what? Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm surprised there's nobody on now. I have no idea why either. She hasn't called me back. What the hell's going on with her? Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
What'd you say? Yeah. Okay, co-signer for, okay. And so if he didn't pay, then you'd have to pay like the full thing, which would be 50, something like that? 300? Okay. I mean, shit, for me, if money was no object, but I don't have any money. So it's not like I could even, like, even though granted I'm out of state too, but I don't think that would really matter as long as they're getting money. Yeah. True, but I have always noticed it's the same thing with credit cards. It's like better to be owed than to owe anybody. So, I mean, because then you'll have just stuff coming in and whatnot that, like, you didn't, that you might not have expected. You never know when it might help. Yeah. Oh wait, so I mean, you mean the 3,000 of what you owe on it? You mean that's what's owed on it, right? Or okay, so I see what you mean. Okay, I got you. That's a lot more than what I got. Yeah, yeah. So he never said anything, like they never contacted him or anything before that. Dope. And they never sent him anything about it, about like, cause you, well, wait, did he like fill out an application or something, or no, you just told somebody and they were basically waiting to see? Yeah, yeah,
Hey, it's LJT.
yeah. And this truck, I love this truck. This truck does. That's why I like it. Shit, if you never played this one, man, there's a lot to see. A whole lot to see. Well, yeah, it's still in LA. So, but see, also, well, yeah, you got first person. I didn't show you that part, which is pretty cool, especially if you have like when you pull out your guns. Like, let me see. Yeah, they're supposed to be cheat codes and stuff like that, but it's like you can't use them online. You can use them offline, but you can't use them online. Yeah, true. Oh wait, let me. True. Yeah, they patched stuff, which is what I think they did with what I was trying to do before, where it showed yeah, because I was able to fly at ridiculous rates of speed before. So I think they did patch that. Where's the closest ammunition? Already. But yeah, I love this truck because like I customized it. You know, it has doors and all of that when you first start out with it. It just I changed it. It doesn't have smokestacks or anything. Pretty cool. Yeah, and it looks better than any other Grand Theft Auto
What's
I've
up,
played.
pal?
Especially the last one you played, War
Okay,
San
okay, I'll
Andreas.
get you out of
This
trouble. No
is like,
problem.
yeah, graphics like miles ahead of that right there. Damn! If you play it again recently, it's horrible. It doesn't look anything like this. I mean, the one thing you could do is like my dude has a bunch of tattoos where they just got. You can get those, but I mean, like you can't do anything like you could at San Andreas. What? What?
I just want all my babies to go to a good home.
Oh, 2:30 p.m., which would be 3:30 my time. Yeah, I mean I should be up because I mean I looked and there's not really a whole lot of people on. Yeah, you set your alarm and stuff though. Oh, set it for a minute. Set it for a minute from now, and see what happens.
They offered me a job in corporate, and I said,
No, I mean from a minute from now. Because also it might be, did you set them to just vibrate? Did you set them to like go off? And it depends on the sound. You find the most annoying sound. Set it from like a minute or something from now, so it'll go off. Hmm.
all I ever wanted to do was sell firearms.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Be good.
Is that annoying enough to wake you up though? What's up, gamer? 86. Oh, I thought you called him just now. uh. So they all have the same settings and everything? I don't know. When's the last time you let your phone die? Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, but sometimes, you know, it'll want you to do certain kinds of things. Yeah, and then it might like reset and shit. Who, me? Oh, I know you called somebody. I don't know. I have no idea. Like normally, and well, I don't know. If I did, it'd probably have to be before the summertime or someplace that has some good AC or some shit. Cause it's already hot as fuck here. I'd have to see. I mean, I have been looking for other places to live. The only difference is like, you know, like the chick I told you about, she wants me to join dispatch or like 911 or whatever. Cause she's like, well, you're good with talking to people, so you know she wants, but also she wants me closer to her. That's basically what that is. So. But I don't know. I'd have to see how, depending on how everything works. Cause I'm still here because I told you I'm Wales waiting for that court date. Yeah. I'm gonna have to make sure I'll be able to get back to go to court for it. Yeah, yeah. It's been past 6 months. This was August it happened. So, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Damn. I was hoping to be shorter than that, man. I don't feel like staying here for another 2 years, for another year and change, man. I really don't. Like, I wanted to leave. Because once I left the house I was at, I think I told you about it, that house with all those, like, pedophiles and shit. Like, once I got out of there, I'm like, I don't even like Georgia. Don't even want to be here. And when that happened, it was like, I just really wanted to leave and go somewhere else. I was thinking of places to go. Like, I was thinking of, like, someplace probably Colorado, Florida, something else. But, like, didn't want to be here. Because I don't like it here. Like, if I show you the city where I'm at, it's not even a city, it's a town. And if you see what I'm talking about, if you look at it on like Google Maps or Apple Maps, I don't know, whatever the fuck you have, you'll see, if you look at the terrain, you'll see what I'm talking about, how there's like nothing out here. And it's like literally, like I ask people out here that have lived it a whole lives, I'm like, what do you do for fun? They're like, nothing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of fucking ridiculous and boring. Like shit, I'm 30, I don't want to wait till I'm like in my 40s and sit there and do some shit, so. I was really trying to go and just like live my life because I haven't really had the opportunity to do it like that. So that's what I've been trying to do. I mean, one of the few reasons I would stay would be because of that girl. If she's like, you know, if everything works out with her, then I'd stay. But she doesn't even want to stay here. She like if she leaves like the department or whatever, and she's been working there for like 20 years, so it's not like she can't. But I'm like, if you do, and you go and you find something else, she talks about she wants to go to Florida. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it, but I really just wanted to like travel some more and see more things. But you know, I mean, like, so I had no problem with even leaving the country if I needed to. Like, I had no problem with that. Plus, I speak Spanish, so it wouldn't be too hard to like brush up on it some, you know. And I really don't care. Yeah. Yeah, I used to understand it fluently. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, you know, and I felt like that with that, I could kind of go just about any place. English, Spanish, you know, those two things are like the biggest languages spoken. So, kind of, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I've always wanted to live elsewhere and live with like the people just to see how shit is. No. No. I've been to Mexico, just not Texas. Yeah, it'd be cool, but like, I'd want to do it though if I knew like things were gonna work. Yeah, well, I try to be. I mean, I feel like I know people quote this shit all the time, but I mean, the way that I do view things is like with like that, like how I said in the movie Scarface. A lot of people know Scarface. That's why I say it. And the thing he said in the very beginning was, as a man, there are two things you have: your word and your balls, and I don't break them for anybody. And that's the way I feel about things. Like, people should be like that. People shouldn't be fake. People shouldn't be full of shit like most people are. You know, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I'd appreciate it, man. I mean, I'd definitely visit. Don't know if I'd stay, because I don't know. I told you, Texas was never a place that I've wanted to go. I've wanted to see it, and especially because of the food and stuff like that. You know, I've heard, you know, the food and stuff is really good, and then just see what it's like someplace else, you know? But I know the heat would probably kill me. So that's why I need to be in a place where it was someplace, because here it kills me. Like, here it's been like, in the summer, there's weeks where it's like 110 plus for weeks and weeks on end where it doesn't rain or anything, and it's like crazy. It doesn't snow here either, but I've heard in some parts of Texas it snows and shit, so I don't know. It really, yeah, it did this winter. I saw it on when I was watching like the Weather Channel. It snowed a couple times actually, and I was watching college football. It was snowing at some school in Texas. I was like, snow in Texas? I didn't think that would happen. Okay, that's probably what it was, somewhere in North Texas, something like that. I mean, yeah. Okay. See, I wasn't sure, because I know you got, well, I mean, granted, Georgia still has it too. Like, when Georgia has the death penalty and stuff like that, you know, they're harsher on things. That's also the other reason, like, not that I plan on doing anything illegal, it's just, you know, me being a black man, I didn't want to do anything, get in trouble, get arrested, then have all kinds of hell, you know, hellfire come my way, you know? Like, you didn't want any of that. Yeah. Cause that's why even out here, like typically I don't go anywhere at night. Here I'm pretty chill. I'm just like, you know what? I have my games. Let me just play my games and shit. And you know, I keep to myself. I don't like trouble. I always like to me it's too much fucking drama. Like I have enough drama that's happened in my life. Why do I want more? You know, like I'd rather just be chill, relax, calm, have a good time. That's all I want. I don't look for a whole bunch of extra stuff, man. At all. And that's why I was hoping statute of limitations would be much shorter for this. So then that way, like if it just passed it and they never sent me a court date, then I'd straight up just be like, whatever. And then just, you know, go wherever I felt like going. Yeah, I hope it is, because I'm most of the way there. If it's a year, I'm most of the way there, because it's been like 7 months. So I'm most of the way there. So, I mean, if it was, I have to look it up and check. The best person to ask is this chick. So I'm going to ask her what it is. And if I'm able to do that, then I'd just rather do that. And then, like, if it happens, then great. Because then I can move on with my life, which is exactly what I've wanted. And then, you know, all of that will be behind me. And, like, it was my mistake, though, for doing certain things. Like, because before what I didn't do is that day that it all happened, because I was getting kicked out, I didn't eat anything like all day. I didn't eat anything. I didn't like when I left. Usually I would have like gum or mints or something like that. Didn't do nothing like that. I didn't have anything because, yeah, and that's why also I stayed there for like an hour and a half, because I figured an hour and a half, you know, me drinking water and shit, I'd be fine, you know. But it just didn't work out that way. And I was really, like, upset about it, because I'm like, man, I made it out of, like, Well, you know 50 Cent, the rapper, right? Yeah, he's from South Jamaica, and that's where I came from, like when I was in New York. And I'm like, man, I made it out of South Jamaica, and I'll go to other parts of Queens. And they're like, where do you live? And I'm like, South Jamaica. And like, oh, you live in a part of Queens and people just shoot each other for no damn reason. And I'm like, yo, if I made it out of there, never got arrested, never got any of the shit that happened, and then I come here to this small little hick-ass town and get charged with like a fucking DUI on probation and shit, I'm like, you know how fucking, it's like, how much of a kick in the ass that is? It's like, you know, yeah, and I'm like, it's such kick. Actually, fuck, kicking the balls is what it feels like. Cause I'm like, man, I sat there and made it out of there, you know, where people were like, gunshots are all over the place all the time, and it's like, you know, I had to know people to make sure, like, when I was working, I get home at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is the kind of town they rob you and shit if you don't know people. So then I have to know people, yes, but I never did anything illegal. I was like, I made it out of there, you know, and then I come here to this place, and then they fucking, you know, pull that small town bullshit. And I fucking have to go to jail and all of this for like the first time in my life. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I used to take pride in it, because I mean, yeah, I know. People have told me that too, but it's like, it's one thing, because I also took a lot of pride in it, because, you know, I'm like, you know, I don't know many black men who haven't been to jail. You know, I took pride in that. You know what I mean? Like, that I tried to do things the best way that I could, and taking pride to be one of the few black guys that I've known that hasn't gone to jail or like been arrested, and to have it, you know, like kind of spoiled on some bullshit like that, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's fucking bullshit. Like, yeah. And, you know, it's not like I haven't tried to do the right thing. Like when I was in New York, I knew people. And they were like, you know, they sat there and had stuff where they were like, oh, you can make thousands of dollars a night and shit like that. You know, just by driving a car from point A to point B, which, you know, it was very possible. And I always tried to sit there and be like, you know, I tried to do things the right way, but then it's like, it seems like that all of that happened beforehand doesn't even matter. You know, like, so it doesn't even matter anymore. You know, got arrested, all of that shit, people would be looking for you. And it's like, you know, that's the part that pisses me off about it. Yeah. I know, I believe it. I just mean, especially like where I came from, where, like, my barber got out of jail after however many years, or prison. You know, he was like, but everybody knew him. Funny part is, when I was here, there was a hurricane that came down here in like September, and there's this dude that came up from Florida to stay here where I'm staying because he was running from the hurricane. And I sat there and met him, and he knows the same dude. Like, this dude is not like just a regular, you know, like, he's like, yeah, he's kind of like one of those dudes that like a lot of people would know. And it's like, you know, I had to know people, but at the same time, got out there, didn't get robbed, didn't fuck anybody over, didn't do any bad shit, just trying to live my life. And it's like, I can't even do that. It just seems like a waste of time, you know. It's like, I could have did some bad shit, ended up in the same situation, you know. And I'm like, that's what it feels like. It just feels like, what's the point? You know, to just have yourself screwed over for no reason. And that's the part that pisses me off about it. It's just like, you know, it doesn't matter if you try to do, you know, work hard, do things the right way. You know, it really doesn't seem to matter at the end of the day. As well, at least as far as law enforcement is concerned, you know. Which I feel is kind of bullshit. Yeah. And that's why I say, like, well, one, I told you I didn't do any of that shit. I didn't eat or anything the whole day because because I knew in a couple days I had to find a place to live. So it's like, you know, that's what I was focused on and shit like that. Didn't even eat because basically I told you where I lived with them dudes. The food was like food in jail. Like, they wouldn't even eat it. Some of these dudes were in prison. One of them was in prison for like 40 years. Another one was in prison for like 10. And then another one was in prison for like 6 years. And then the other one was in prison on and off for like 40 years for most of his life. And I was like, I'm living, you know, and they, even having the food they had, they were like, yo, this food sucks some fucking times. And that's why I didn't eat it. Because it was really horrible. It was like, you know, gruel basically. It was bullshit. But then, you know, thinking back on it, I definitely should have eaten something that day. But, you know, just, that's how fucking shit worked out. Yeah. Oh, I know that. I get that, and I know that too. But shit, I like food from other countries, man. I mean, I've been to some before. You know, I don't mind trying what other people eat and stuff, just because it might be weird to us. You know, plus we don't always know what we're eating either. Like shit, for all we know, we could be eating cat and dog, and we go to Chinese restaurants and shit. Like, you know, like it really, yeah. As long as it just look like chicken. Like we don't know. But yeah, man, you sound tired. You sound like you need to go to sleep, man. Okay. Yeah. Well, you finished it in 24. What was it? The 24? I think you had. Oh, you didn't finish it yet? Oh. Well, yeah, that'd be bad. You have to get it out, your carpet and shit. Yeah. You know what else I should have had with me, which was available? I should have just got some baking soda and shit. Cause I was thinking about that for like the carpet shit too. Like, you know, you spill some shit like that, put baking soda on it, man. It kills the odors and stuff. No. Cause I know landlords be getting pissed about stuff like that, especially too. You know, so you get like stains out, odor, whatnot. Oh, you do? I thought it was carpet. Oh no, you have like an actual rug, right? Not a carpet. Oh, okay. No, okay. Okay, so that's what it was. So yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, hardwood floors is different. Oh yeah, it is always nice to have something to sit down soft on, man. Just chill, you know, like when you put your feet, it's not cold all the damn time.
You're
Yeah,
through to
it's
your
different.
garage. You, need me to bring you a ride? I'll bring it to you.
For sure. But it's much easier to clean. Much easier. Oh, you live near the highway? Oh yeah, so it keeps you up and everything sometimes? Yeah. I mean, it's something you gotta get used to, especially if you're not used to it. Like, 'cause I remember I lived in a house once where it was like the highway was literally in the backyard. Like, it's the backyard, then the highway, so you would hear it, especially during rush hour and stuff like that. But it's just something you really gotta get used to if you're able to. That's what I hear. Yeah, I know what you mean with that. But what, people there aren't loud? Like, there's not people that play music and stuff? See, I'm used to that. But also, I came from New York, so there's like all kinds of people and yeah. Yeah, I figured, cause like, yeah. They talk so loud. But they literally just talk that loudly, like... Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are people out there who do talk loud as hell like that. But I know with me, it was like, I just wanted, I'm used to that though, like, you know, I'm used to like, especially in like Jamaica and places like that. Shit! Damn it. Fucking blew my car up. Really fucking missed. But yeah, no, I mean, like, in New York, you know, especially during the summertime, people be having, like, barbecues and, like, block parties all the time. So it was something that I was more so used to, you know, as far as noise and stuff like that would go. Well, damn, dude. Yeah, it does sound weird. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it probably is. You know, because then litter catches on fire, everything else catches on fire. But that's the other thing, like where I'm at right now, like I told you, where I left, it was like I don't have, like, you know, I didn't have any like friends or anything like that to stay with, the family really, because the family was the one who kind of did the whole we're going to kick you out thing. So basically what ended up happening was, is I'm here, I did what Dub did for like a day, where it was like, but I've been here for a little while, where I'm in like a motel, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for the thing, yeah, and that's where I'm at. I mean, to be honest with you though, dude, this is like one of the first times that I've had my own like bathroom, where I don't have to like worry about people doing all kinds of bullshit in the bathroom, leave it, you know, shit in the toilet and all of that and whatnot. It's like, yo, kind of don't mind it. Yeah, me too. And I mean, I like it. I like it better than any of the other situations I've really been in. Yeah. Well, yeah, true. Plus all the other shit that I've gone through before that, because there was a bunch of other bullshit that's a long ass story. All right. Wait, you talking to me? Oh, I thought you meant hold on to me because okay, I thought somebody like called you so. No, I was just saying there was a bunch of bullshit that I went through before with like family and all kinds of shit because that's part of the reason why I came down here. Was like and his family kind of screwed me over on both sides and I'm like, I don't even do anything. And like you talk about being like black sheep of the family and stuff, I'm like, I don't know why. It's not like I've been to, you know, it's not like I have any consistent record or anything or been arrested a bunch of times. Like even when they were trying to kick me out, that they didn't even know about that thing because it didn't happen yet. Like that's the whole reason why. And I'm like, you know, and I'm like, why? Well, I think I told you about that. Yeah, the other day how I was the only child, and most people who are always spoiled, but I never was. And it's like, you know, I really wondered about that shit. But then sometimes, you know what, people just fucking suck. Sometimes that's how it is. People can just be bitches and just fucking suck. You know, so. But that's pretty much how it's been. I never understood why. I've asked people, And even if I mention it, people are like, oh no, you're not. And I'm like, really? So then you let me know how many of my other cousins or family members or whatever would be put in a house with a bunch of child molesters and sit there. No, I'm not a child. I'm just saying, like, that's not a good place to live. Where you got, you know, POs coming by all the time where they know me, they know my name. But just my first name, not like my full name. But because, and they're like, oh, you just help out here? Because that's always what they would just like, oh, you just help out here, huh? And I'm like, yeah. You know, because I was never arrested. I'm not on probation and shit. So it's like, you know, I'm like, that just wasn't a good place. Then I had a curfew, though. That's the reason why I was speeding, because I was out past that curfew, quote unquote, and I was trying to get home. Yeah. And I'm like, and I asked them, like, why do I have a curfew? Because my family owns the place, and they consider it to be a quote unquote business. So that's why they got all those nonviolent criminals, because the state was giving them money to house people, right? And so they claimed that I had a curfew because I had to follow the rule just because, and, you know, then they got people like my father and parents like, well, if you live under somebody's roof, you know, you got to abide by their rules. And I'm like, but I'm 30 years old. I'm like, why do I need a curfew? Like, I'm not on probation. I haven't done any kind of bullshit. I don't cause trouble. Like, y'all know that. So then why do I have a curfew? Like, if I want to go out to a movie or go on a date with a chick, and the curfew was like 10 p.m. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? That's what I mean. And I was already, by the time when I got arrested, it was like 11:30. It was like 11:30, 12 when I got arrested that night. And that's why, you know, but I mean, cop doesn't give a fuck about that shit. And I'm like, even though it's not like I was going, I'd understand if he pulled me over and I was going like 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, something like that. I'd get that. But I was literally going 10. It was going 65 and a 55. Yeah. And I'm like, but then, like I told you, when I told that police officer what happened, the lady I was talking to, she was like, well, you know, you got pulled over by God's Special Police. That's what they think of themselves, the GSP, Georgia State Patrol. God's Special Police. So they sit there and do it. That's what she calls them. And she's been working there for 20 years. And she's like, yeah, everybody calls them that. And I'm like, yeah, that should kind of say something. If, like, you as a cop call them God's Special Police. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wrong place, wrong time, wrong. And, you know, it wasn't even a highway. It was an actual street because I live in a town. And he followed me, too. And I realized that he followed me, but I didn't do anything. So, like, he was probably trying to check my tags and shit and see if I had any warrants or anything out. And I didn't. And so he didn't find anything else, but he still decided to go fuck with me. Give me a ticket and pull me over. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you, asshole. And I'm sorry if it sounds mean or rude or whatever, but I'm like, I don't care. I hope you die of cancer, and I hope, like, you know, I don't fucking care about you, man. I'm like, could you sit there and fuck with my life? You fuck with my life when, like, I haven't done shit to you, you know? Like, don't bother anybody. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel you on that because it's like when I'm sitting there and I'm in jail, it's like, you know, I'm in there with people who had like armed robbery. Like one of the dudes got shot, and I'm guessing he got shot. He didn't tell me. He just told me his wife was like, "Well, you're not bringing in no money, so I need money." And basically, he decided to have an armed robbery happen so he could make some money. And I'm guessing he got shot because he couldn't walk. Like he could, but barely. Like he slept in like the middle area, like not where the beds were. He slept like where the tables were, right? Because he just couldn't, I guess, get into the bed. So like there were times when like, you know, food would come. And he would just be so fucking slow that he would get up and like he'd have his arms on the wall, like walking down the wall, that sometimes he would miss the fucking food. And I noticed that shit. So I was like, that's really the only other person that I sat there and helped out in any kind of way, because it's like, you know, when he wanted the fucking food, and I'm like, he just moved too slow. They closed the fucking slot and then that's it. There's no, you know, they're not coming back. So it's like, you know. But, and then I was in there with dudes who was in there for years. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why the fuck do I belong here? You know, like, whatever happened to the drunk tank of long ago, where, like, somebody drunk, you know, I've seen it before. Like, you know, they'll either chain them to a pole with a handcuff or something or some shit so they sleep it off, or put them in a drunk tank, wake up, and they're gone the next day. You know, like, why is it that you have to try to put me on probation, do all of this shit so you could feel like that you have an arrest on your record? Like, what the fuck is that really about? You know, like, what harm was I causing to people? You didn't pull me over for reckless driving. You didn't pull me over, you know, for anything like that. Like, I wasn't swerving and anything like that. I wasn't even drunk, like I told you. But then I'm like, you know, you fuck, like, the shit that I've been trying to work towards all up because you want to feel proud about yourself? Like, fuck you, man. Well, no, that's what he said. Because I couldn't see it. There was no, like, I don't, is there fucking backlight? Or, because he pulled me over on, like, a back dark road. Like, literally, he pulled me over after I turned off the main road, and literally, that's the road that brought me to where I was going. So I was almost there. And then he completely decided to fuck with me. Yeah, and it's like, if it was the town cop, they couldn't have did anything, because that was outside of their jurisdiction. But because this was GSP, yeah, it was the state patrol, so he could go pretty much anywhere. And they don't even go on those roads like that. So it was like, it was literally the worst kind of situation, like, and I've never been, you know, the cops out here fucking dickheads. It wasn't like a holiday or anything. He was just being a fucking cocksucker. Yeah, I know. Especially when they ain't got nothing to do. They're like, oh, let me entertain my day. I'm like, that's how you entertain your day? And I'm like, yeah, but then the stuff that you do and the stuff that you done aren't public record, right? So I can't fucking go look up all the shit that you've actually done wrong and then try to file a case against you because you just want to fuck with people. You know, like, and then he sits there and talks, and then, you know, like, the reason I went and got a lawyer, he was like, you know, when I told the lawyer what happened, as far as him not telling me certain things and all of this, he was like, well, he might not have followed procedure the way he should have. And that's why the lawyer was like, he was good that he came to me. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. They know, no, but they know the laws and stuff like that. And if they do that, it can also be, because it's the same thing. Like, if you don't have to answer the door when the cops come, especially if they don't with a warrant. But if you open the door and you put your feet on the threshold, then they claim that that's you allowing them to enter the house. Like, they use all of these fucking stipulations that they've been taught to try to catch people for doing shit. You know, and I'm like, you know, it's fucked up. And I mean, so no, like, you'd be like, no, I'm good. You know, I'm gonna leave, whatever, or some shit. But they try to use every single trick to trick people. Yet if you try to use a trick to trick a cop, then it's not admissible in court and all this other bullshit. You know what I mean? You can't record people without their permission. I'm like, but I didn't give permission for this cop to record me, but he did, and that was being used against me for what? Like, you know, how is that legal? Yeah, yeah, yeah. True. That's yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's all they look for, because they know what the rule is, and they look for that probable cause, so they can fuck with somebody. Doesn't mean that you necessarily did anything wrong right then either. And I'm like, there are murderers and shit out there and rapists and stuff that y'all should be catching that y'all claim y'all can't catch. And I'm like, why y'all gotta sit there and bother people, that aren't actually like harming other people or anything at the moment? Like, like, and it's like they're supposed to be public servants. No. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping the same shit, man. I'm hoping they don't give it to me and statute of limitation kicks in and I'm like good, because I like the way I feel about it is I'm not gonna do anything, just leave me alone, cops. Just and I won't bother you, you don't bother me. That's the way I look at it and view it. Yeah. 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 Oh, I mean, shit, man. I do hope it works out for you too. Just like, I hope it works out for me too. Because, I mean, I don't. Yeah, it fucking sucks. But then again, this legal system is broken too. Like, even when it comes to prosecutors and things like that, like, they don't need to actually have a ton of evidence. They could literally just tell judges and shit that they want to go after certain things and, suggest. And then, like, the whole plea bargain bullshit is basically telling people to plead guilty to something they might not have actually been guilty of because they scare you. It's scare tactics to get you to say, well, you could do this, you could serve this, that, the third amount of time, or you could sit there and, serve time or whatever, or plead guilty to a verdict that you didn't have to plead guilty to. Like, they don't let you know everything like they should. They don't follow the program the way they should, and it's fucked up. And that's part of what I try to tell this lady, but she just doesn't understand it. And I'm like, because she still feels, that she's still a police officer, and the reason her father was a firefighter, and she got hit by a drunk driver or whatnot, and that's part of what made her join the force when she was younger. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. If I was a danger to somebody, if I was swerving, driving on the wrong side of the road, shit like that, or swerving, any kind of thing, I'd understand. But if I'm not, and I'm minding my own business, then I'm like, fucking, why are you fucking with me? Funny thing is, I think you just sent me like the jail record thing. Cause when I had this girl I was talking to, and I was honest with her. I was like, I got pulled over, got a DUI, all of this. Now, this girl wanted to be a little detective, right? She looks it up. It doesn't show it in the system. Don't know why, but it doesn't show it that, yeah, it's not there. And they didn't suspend my license or anything like that. And it's like, that's also part of it. Plus, he didn't tell me that I was going to the hospital. And when I did, he didn't tell me anything. He just told me to sign papers. He didn't tell me what it was for or anything like that. And that's why I wanted to get a lawyer, because, yeah, but I didn't know what it was for. And, yeah, no, I know, but he never told me that. And I told the lawyer that, like, he just basically forced me to sign it. And then they wanted to try to get, like, a P-test or some shit like that. And I just, like, I went to the bathroom and it just didn't work. And then I had this little gay nurse down here. And the gay nurse was like, he got all upset. I'm like, dude, why are you mad? Like, don't you have people's lives you should be saving? Why are you upset about this? Like, what, do you have a deal with this dude or something? Or you're trying to, help this dude? Like, I don't fucking know. And that's why I'm just like, I was like, fuck this shit, man. I was like, I'm not no kind of criminal or anything. I don't do anything bad to anybody. I don't try to hurt anybody, man. Try to mind my own business. I've never been arrested before in my life. No, I know. I'm not saying even if you have been that you are. I'm just saying, like, with me, like, if you look at, like, there's nothing else on my record at all. Nothing. Even though I've been accused of things like murder because I fit the description. Because I'm like, it's like, oh, you fit the description of this guy who just murdered these store clerks or got pulled over because I'm driving in the car and there's like a white girl in the passenger seat. And then literally had cops pull me over, claiming my taillight's out when it's not. And then they had his partner go over. The black cop talking to me like he's cool or some shit because he's black. I'm like, dude, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, just because you're black, what does that mean to me? It just means you're another black person. And then the white cop went over to her, asking, ma'am, are you here against your will? Are you okay? I'm like, you really think that I'm just on, like, she's like, yeah, we're on a date. And it's like, you know, I'm like having all of this shit happen to have it fucking end up to be arrested for some bullshit reasons. You know what I mean? Like, and put in jail, like, it's fucking ridiculous. But, and that's why that shit kind of shit pisses me off. Wait, when I go to it, what do I click on? Oh, I see jail records. Okay. Wait, what's your last name again? Cause it pops up my name. I'm like, no, I don't want to put my name fucking in there. No. You know how you click on how you click on something when you're about to type something? Because I type my name into stuff. It shows that. Okay, there we go. Stop making it seem like I'm trying to type my name into shit. Damn it. And all you need is first and last name, right? Okay. Cause see, with me, like, when this chick looked me up, because she was trying to be her own little private investigator, she didn't find anything. And I'm like, you know, and that's why I thought that was weird. And then, like, if you don't find anything... Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Driving while intoxicated, evading arrest. You talking about that. Driving while intoxicated, MTAG, evading arrest. Yeah. Evading arrest. Detect, whatever. It just says DETE. Doesn't show me the rest of it. And driving while intoxicated. The first one was possession. Well, actually, is it the first? No, it's the last one. It was going from oldest to most recent. Oh, so that just happened like a couple months ago. Yeah. Yeah. And she was like, you know, like, I thought that was strange though, that when she looked it up, she didn't find anything about me out. It might, like, you know, she had my name and all that, and nothing was up there. I thought that was strange, but there was nothing there, and my license isn't suspended or anything like that. I thought that was kind of weird. Not weird. Yeah, that's the thing. Mine either. I checked it, and it wasn't suspended. It wasn't anything, and that's why. But that's also why. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why I'm hoping that things just, you know, work out. Because it was like, yeah, that's what I want. And I'd be like, screw you, I'm never coming back to Georgia. Fuck that shit, like, I'm never coming back to Georgia, get out of my life. I don't care. If somebody dies, you know what, I'll do a video conference and say, alright, let's pray for them. There we go, that's all, I'm done. Because these aren't my parents either. And this is like, you know, I mean, besides that, I don't know. I mean, y'all gonna have to come out of state to visit me. But yeah, I ain't never trying to do that shit again. Fuck that. And like, if I would have known her back then, things would have helped. Cause she was like, she probably would like bailed me out, realized that I don't do anything, I don't cause anybody trouble or anything like that. It wouldn't have been such a big deal. But, she also would have told me what to do, what not to do, but I had no advice. Never been in a situation like that before. What happened? Uh,
Good to see you, boss.
oh yeah, I never thought it was. Like, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even have been out. If it wasn't for the fact that dude told me that he might have a place for me to live, and because I lived out in the country and he lived in like the
Have you
town,
thought about
that's
giving
the
me some
only reason
shares,
I went out
boss?
in that first place in the first place. Because they gave me basically 14 days, which is 2 weeks notice. Actually, technically they gave me 12 days because they had already like signed it and shit like that, the eviction notice, and then given it to me after I did the things they told me to do, they asked me to do, and then they gave it to me anyway.
Good
And
for you,
so I'm
boss.
like, with short period of
100%.
time like that, I didn't have, any place to go, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be living in my car, not again. Because also I've been homeless before, which fucking sucks, man. Like, mm,
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll believe it when I see
mm,
it. Call me when you got results.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But back then it was different for me too, because back then I had, I don't know, does it keep broadcasting if I leave? I guess it does. When I was homeless before, my back wasn't in the condition it is now. So like that shit is complete. It was completely different because I was able, I'd be able to get back and get things going because I also had a job the last time I was homeless. But I did need a place to like sleep at night because I got kicked out. Like it was like September. Actually, no, it was late August when I did, and it's like So luckily,
Service should get
yeah, but
better.
did you know that's also a crime in New York to do that shit? And that's why I'm like, what the fuck? It's a crime to do that shit too. And I'm like, how is that a fucking crime if I'm just trying to sleep somewhere?